everybody. Welcome to the weekend. I hope your weekend is going great. It's Saturday still, right? Yeah, it's Saturday. I took a little nap with the toddlers, and I usually do not sleep with the I can't remember the last time that I slept with any of the kids, because usually Ryan and I are very protective of, like, this is our space, this is our bed, this is our time. And last night was a really rough sleeping time, and so we took a little nap. And this is day 3 at the cabin, and we've been having a lot of fun, doing a lot of new stuff together, going on hikes. We looked for berries today, only found a few that weren't really ripe, so no blackberry jam for us today. We've gone to the lake, we've gone to look at the what else? Oh, just the little, there's a lot of woods out here. We are, after all, in the mountains. But last night was a particularly rough night. So the toddlers hadn't taken a nap since, let's see, Thursday. They didn't take a nap Thursday or Friday, and then today was day 3 of no nap. And that is a big deal for a 2.5 and a 3.5-year-old. And they've been cranky, and we've made it, it's fine. But last night I was not expecting it. The first night they slept great. They were knocked out within like 30 seconds of laying down, and woke up at usual time. Like, it was all as I expected. But last night, I don't know what was going on. Actually, I think I know what happened the first time. So Vivi woke up at around 1 in the morning, and she was just like, she was just screaming and crying, and I was like, oh no, what happened? I don't know what happened. Did she have a bad dream? Is she scared? What's going on? So I go in there, and Ezekiel was laying across her legs, because they're sharing a bed. Usually at home they have their own little toddler bed, but here they're sharing this big bed. And so he was laying across her legs, and I think she just got freaked out, because she was like, something's touching me, ah! So I took Ezekiel and I moved him. Oh, hi, Mom. I took him and I moved him, and then I was like, okay, Vivi, Mom's gonna go back to bed, okay, bye. And then she was fine. So I went back to bed, and then, probably 15 or 20 minutes later, just as I was starting to fall asleep again, she's like, Mommy, 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 and she starts screaming again and crying. So I go in there, and I'm like, I don't know, like, what's going on? What is it? So anyways, this continues for 3 hours. You guys. Hey, Sammy, it's good to see you. It's been a long time. Please tell me how you're doing. What are you up to these days? It's been like 4 years since we've connected. So anyway, here I was, for 3 hours on and off, getting up and not knowing what's going on with Vivi. And I was exhausted. Like, I literally, yesterday was one of those really tiring days. When you're on vacation and you do so much and everyone's having such a good time, and so you just keep going. And even though we've had a lot of relaxing moments at the cabin, we've been doing a lot of stuff, and the walks and the hills are legit, you guys. Again, it is the mountains. So I was tired, and I was ready to sleep all night, because I was barely going to make it to 6 hours last night as it is. Ryan and I stayed up late talking and doing other stuff, and the girls were playing Taboo also after the toddlers went to bed. So I was exhausted, and I was not expecting to be up for 3 hours of those 6 in the middle of the night with a crying toddler who I didn't even know what the heck she wanted. And I got so frustrated, and there was this one moment, it was actually right at the end, it was the last time that I got up, because I was just at my wit's end, and I felt so angry. I felt so angry at Vivi. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with my kid? Why would she not just, like, shut the fuck up? Like, what is going on? What the fuck is wrong with her? And I was so frustrated. Buddy, your cup is upstairs on the bed.
On the bed?
Yeah, next to the bed. Can you ask Callie for help? Little man. Hey, Vivi, can you help Ezekiel find his cup? No. You still look sleepy. They just woke up a little while ago with me. We took a 1-hour nap today. We made it happen, like I said. Mommy was tired, after this night that I'm telling you about. So anyway, so I was so frustrated with her, and I got back in the bed, and Ryan, he knew that I was frustrated. And you guys, here's the thing. Ryan has chronic pain, nerve pain. It's insane. I have no idea what that feels like. I have no concept of it. I just know that it sucks, and it's intense, and it never ends, and it's 24/7 pain, and he manages, he tolerates it. I know he has trouble sleeping. I know he does. And in that moment when I laid down, I thought of him, and I was like, oh man, this must be, I cannot imagine how frustrated he must feel in his body, like trapped in his body, that he can't, it won't let him sleep, that he just cannot get comfortable. But still, I was so fucking pissed. And I said to him, I was like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. I don't know what the fuck she wants. And I just like, I wish she was just not even alive. And that was the first time that I ever, this is the ugly part, this is the ugly part that I did not want to face. It was the first time that I actually said the words, and even was, this is coffee, real enough with myself to acknowledge that I wished in my heart that one of my children had never been born. That was, I felt like shit about myself. What kind of mother thinks that? What kind of mother feels that? I know that sometimes we say things, and we've been through a lot of tough shit together, right? And just the usual parenting stuff too, like teething and newborn stuff and not sleeping. It needs to stay open, buddy. Do you want to close it? My little control freak over here. He's also a big mirror to me. Here, buddy. I'm gonna close the door.
No, open the door.
How about we let ourselves close it, and then when you're ready, you just pull it, okay? Okay. And this was a part of myself that I resisted for such a long time, because I pride myself in being such a good and caring and compassionate, patient mother. Especially with these two toddlers. Now, when the big kids were little, I know I screwed things up a lot, and it was and I was determined to do things differently this time. And a lot has changed in me. A lot has changed. A lot has transformed. Here's the thing, you guys. The fact remains that there's a lot of ugly stuff that is hard to face in all of us. But I'm going to speak for myself. Because these kinds of feelings and thoughts are, quote unquote, bad. Bad, ugly, evil, even. But it doesn't take away from the fact that they are there. They are there. They exist. And if we deny them, minimize them, downplay them, pretend like, I was just, really tired. I was, I don't know. Rationalize it, justify it, make excuses for it. We're not going to get our gift from it. It's in there. It came out. It showed up. So this morning, here is where I had to make a decision. Because Ryan looked at me and he could tell that I was not present, that I was disconnected, that I was feeling horrible about what happened. And it wasn't even that, she was hurt, or that I unleashed rage at her and got that I hurt her. But these feelings that I had, that was really what I felt like shit about. And Ryan looked at me and he said, I think you should go, or he asked me, would you like for me to take care of all the kids, and then you go upstairs and, deal with this. And there's this process called the stack where we go through a series of phases and questions, and we start with going deep into the dark, into the pit, into the place where I have all these ugly thoughts towards myself, because it was happening anyways. And that's the thing, is that it's happening anyways. But the question is, am I going to let that control me, or am I going to look at it and face it and call it out and acknowledge it and bring it into the light so that it no longer owns and controls me? You see, that's the first big distinction. Because in the past, I would have just said, well, whatever, I was just tired. Again, made rationalizations, justifications. Still feeling crappy about myself, still feeling guilty, still feeling like a horrible mom. and then carrying that with me into the day, and carrying that with me into my interactions with Ryan and the kids. Somebody can't open the screen door. Hold on a second. I'm gonna open the door. Buddy, do you want in or out? You wanna get out?
Yeah.
What, can you say hi?
No, mommy.
He wants mommy on here. He doesn't want to be on here. Oh. Okay, I'll let you do it. So I had a lot of rage towards myself, and this is the big thing that I had to go deal with, because when I looked at the situation, I could have easily thought, I'm just really angry with Vivi for not sleeping. I'm really angry with her for waking me up for 3 hours out of my precious 6 that I was gonna sleep last night. I'm so mad at her. But no, what was really going on is I was raging, pissed at myself. I was in disbelief. I was ashamed. So ashamed, you guys, of having these feelings. And there was no hiding from them. Especially because I literally said it to Ryan. Where did it go? Okay, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Especially because I actually said it to Ryan, and there was no denying that. There was no pretending like, oh, I just said that when I was in a rage at night. No, I said it, and he could tell that I really meant it, and there was no hiding from that. So in the morning, there was no excuse of like, I was wasted. I didn't know what I was saying. Where's your cup? Here it is. Found the cup. I found it.
Book, mommy. Book.
Okay, and your book. This guy has some requests or demands, something. You're welcome, buddy. So anyway, so that's what I woke up to. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, but I'm going to wrap this up nicely for you. So the whole point of this is that in order to be emotionally and mentally here this morning without all the shit in the way, I had to really go into that dark place. I had to go into it and look at myself and acknowledge all the ugly shit that I was so afraid of looking at and so ashamed of. Because in doing that, you get so much power. I got so much power this morning. And when I did my stack process that I'm talking about, by the end of that, I realized, you know what? I am a great mom. I am. And see, I know this stuff, but the emotions get in the way from this incident. And I was so mad at myself that I would just look at Vivi and tell her, Mommy's so sorry I got mad at you. And I just wouldn't do it because it wasn't about her. It was about me. She just happened to be the person on the receiving end of Mommy getting mad. So, one big gift after the other. There was one thing that this morning when Ryan and I were talking right here on the deck, having coffee this morning, and we were discussing how that's one of the biggest differences in our lives today and how we process things, situations, and emotions, is that we actually go into the dark. Instead of just covering up with a positive affirmation or gratitude, all those things are great. And it's also extremely valuable to actually go into the dark and just unleash all the stuff that's already in there. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Set yourself free. And then you can move forward from there without all that stuff clouding the emotions, clouding our minds and our hearts. So that was a big thing, a big insight for me this morning. There are some ways that I could take that deeper. I don't know how long I've been talking. How long has it been? I can't tell, but it's been a while. So the rest of the day, we were able to enjoy whatever we've been doing. We've just been kind of putzing around, like taking our time. We went out to look for some berries, made some breakfast, and made some lunch. Where's everybody at? Somebody's in the kitchen right now.
My feather.
Hi, baby.
My feather.
You got feathers? Can you show? Oh
I'm
my
a baby.
gosh, let me see your feathers.
Doop,
Ooh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
And actually enjoying each other's company instead of me feeling so guilty and ashamed for the feelings that I had last night. So, anyway, love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And then also for any of you, well, this is the thing I wanted to finish up with, actually. Came back to me. Being able to share this with Ryan, to acknowledge this to him, to talk vulnerably, openly, honestly with him, that is what really, really sealed this whole gift for me today. Because being able to do that with each other and not have any of that shit in the way. Just imagine what it would be like to be so connected to your spouse that you could share these darkest parts of yourself that, man, I wish our child had never been born. I wished that she was dead. And he didn't, and I didn't feel judged by him. I didn't feel hated or resented, or he was like, I felt that way too. Like, that's me too. Because we are all each other's mirrors. And the more that we can face these dark parts of ourselves, the more that we can face them and acknowledge them, it doesn't mean that they have to control us. Because if the rage that I was feeling inside would have controlled me, there's no telling what I would do. And that's the thing, is that I've been so afraid all my life of the hurtful things that I'm capable of. Consciously choosing not to do them, but that's fine. That's one thing. Of course, that's great. I don't want to act in that rage. But also stuffing down the emotions and pretending like it's not even a thing. Like, it's, nope, that's not me. Nope, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a horrible mother. God, what kind of woman feels that way? So, anyway, so to be able to share these kinds of things with Ryan and more, we have been uncovering a lot of juicy stuff. That is one of the biggest gifts that I've received in this year of 2018, in being able to connect with Ryan in this whole new way. And one of the big catalyst for all of this was a series of trainings that I went to, and the coach that I was coached by and guided by in these trainings, we're actually partnering up with him. Ryan and I are, to do our first Ruthlessly Committed Couples Intensive. And I'm telling you guys, it doesn't matter if you don't have to be at the end of your rope in your marriage. Even if you're a 9 out of 10 and you want to go from that 9 to the 10 in your marriage, the aliveness, the passion, the connection, the intimacy, the acceptance, being seen, being heard, being understood, feeling like that person is really on your side, then I would like to invite you to learn more about this training. Some of you have been hearing a lot about this, and if you have been hearing about this, great, then this will sound familiar. If not, I'm going to drop in a link in just a moment for you to learn more about this training. And those of you who may be ready to register, I encourage you to do so as soon as possible, because we have 10 spots for couples available. And this is happening October 4th through the 7th in Irvine. So it's coming up pretty quick. And we're both working diligently on this. We're so excited because we know the power that this has to transform marriages and to transform families. And we're constantly works in progress. We never arrive to there. We're never done. There's always another layer to uncover. And heck, I just shared with you another layer that I uncovered just last night. And it feels good, and it feels freeing. So, anyway, have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. And I look forward to seeing you again.